A lot of struggling to reconciliate myself as a person of faith and being queer and being a lesbian. And that happened mostly in my early 20s. And well, no, actually happened since I joined a church that was very conservative and fundamentalist from age 14. But the struggle did happen once I was coming of age, and I ended up marrying a man to try to conform to the norm, to try to be a good Christian woman who was being everything that at the time I interpret the Bible to tell me. And so I struggled a lot. And once I was in my marriage for 5 years, I just couldn't continue being in that conformity, but I was struggling. I used to pray to God to kill me or to change me, because I couldn't conceive I, a Christian woman, could be a lesbian. And so I told my then husband, listen, when I hug you, I want to hug a woman. And he says, okay, let us pray and let's look for help. And we looked for a counselor that happened to be both a pastor, a Methodist pastor, and a clinical psychologist, which was great because he was somebody who knew what he was doing, and it wasn't going to be all trying to convert me back or force me. And actually he accompanied my coming out. And so by by year 7 of being married, we decided it was time for us to separate and divorce, and it was a scandal, and the church didn't want me anymore. Everything was rumored. They made my life more exciting than what it actually was, because they said I was leaving my husband for a lover, that I had set up an apartment for the mujer, and I, at the time, I was living for nobody. I was just living for myself. Totally. I mean, I've forgiven myself from being so bad to myself. I mean, not tanto the being a lesbian. That part is all all resolved, but I was mean to myself. I beat up myself up, and I wish I would have an earlier mentorship to come out much sooner, and not having to endure marriage and make somebody unhappy by my coming out and all that. That's the part that I do regret, not coming out earlier, but is what I had to live. And I used to be very arrogant when I was a person of faith, fundamentalist faith. I used to think everything was a sin and I was sending everybody to hell. So this was a very humbling experience, because then it was me who was the sinner. It's probably the rebirth of an experience that Jesus often explains for us to have. That was the true rebirth. When I was calling myself a newborn Christian, I was just a newborn asshole, for real. Diría, ten muchas novias, niña. Mira que está bien, Harry. You are sexy, and like you just need to date. You just need to be and be free and be that Rhina that has always have a zest for life and has always want to devour like art and music, and don't restrain yourself from these beautiful things that are in the world because you are thinking it's a sin and God looks down on that. God doesn't look down on that. God looks down on being repressed, on not being your true self.